Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to another session of digital classes. We all enjoy festivals, right? And the very first thing which comes into our mind during festivals is about new clothes. So, for buying new clothes, where do we go? We go to a cloth merchant or a cloth showroom. What will he do? We want to buy a particular cloth piece. So, he takes a scale, a long wooden scale, and then he measures the cloth by using the scale, isn't it? So, we all get a doubt in our mind that what is he doing with the scale? So, what is the cloth merchant doing? He is measuring the cloth piece. Now, here you can see the different types of measurements we used to use in olden days to measure any length of a object like yard, cubit, span, hand span, foot span. So, children, in this lesson, we will be studying about measurement. So, how do we measure? And if you go to buy flowers or garland of flowers, how does she measure? She measures it by using her hand. We call it as a cubit. We can measure the length of a table by using hand span. What is hand span, children? Look at this. The distance between the end of your thumb and the end of your small little finger is called as a hand span. One hand span. You can do this activity at your home. You can measure the length of a table by using the hand span. You just have to put your thumb, end of the thumb at the end of the table. For example, here I am taking a thermocol piece, putting my end of the thumb at the end of the thermocol and just counting the number of hand spans. So, till here it is 2 hand spans and here it is 4 fingers. So, what is the length of this thermocol piece I have taken here? 2 hand spans plus 4 fingers. It can be a quarter hand span or it can be a half hand span. Now, children, do you think if you take another friend of yours and tell her to count the number of hand spans she is getting, will she be getting the same 2 hand spans? If her hand is small, then what happens to the distance between the thumb and the little finger? It will be small. Now, let us count it. 1, 2, 3 and even 4. So, if your friend's hand is small, then what happens? The number of hand spans what you are getting is more. So, the length of this object cannot be recorded by using hand spans because it will be different. So, there is a table given in your textbook. 4 of your friends can use your hand span and measure the length of the table in your home. Do this experiment, children. Now, people used to use foot also to measure the length of a particular room. So, foot is the length of your foot. That means from the tip of the toe to the end of the heel, tip of the heel, the length between the tip of the toe till the tip of the heel is 1 foot, or we call it as foot span. Now, if you want to measure the length of your room, you just have to walk, keeping the heel at the end of the room and keeping the other heel at the end of your toe. Like this, you just walk and count the number of foot spans you are getting and measure the length of your room. Children, from the tip of your middle finger till the tip of your elbow, this distance is called as 1 cubit. You can measure the length of the table by using this cubit also. For example, I am taking a thermocol piece. Now, you can measure your table also by using this cubit. Now, what am I doing? How am I going to measure? Keep the end of your elbow at the end of your thermocol or table and just see till here this is 1 cubit. So you can say that the length of this thermocol piece is 1 cubit. But this part, 4 fingers has come in excess. We can say that the length of this thermocol piece is more than 1 cubit. Now you can measure the length of your table also in the same way. Now ask your friend to measure and then count the number of cubits she has got. Will your number of cubits and your friend's number of cubits, will it be same? No. Again, where is the difference lying? It is the distance between your tip of your elbow and the tip of your finger. So measurement is the comparison of unknown quantity with a known quantity. The result of measurement is expressed by a numerical value known as magnitude. Magnitude means the amount. It tells us how many times the unknown quantity is more than the known quantity. So we call it as a unit. So what is unit? It is a chosen standard of comparison in terms of which other similar physical quantities are measured. So unit is a quantity what you are choosing. Like for example, I told you that the distance between your school and a house, if it is 2 kilometers, here kilometer is a unit. And now we are saying that the distance between your school and the house is twice than that of the known quantity or a unit, that is kilometer. Children, physical quantities of any object, that means you can measure the length of an object, you can measure the mass or weight of an object, you can also measure time. Then we have 3 types of systems in which you can measure all these physical quantities: CGS system, MKS system, FPS system. CGS means what? C for centimeter. That means the unit of length in CGS system is centimeter. Unit of length in CGS system is centimeter. In MK system, the unit of length is meter. And in FPS system, the unit of length is foot. We have seen what is foot. Now mass. The unit of measurement of mass in CGS system is gram. In MK system it is kilogram. And in FPS system it is pound. So how are you going to measure mass? By an instrument called as common balance or spring balance. Now how are you going to measure time? Time can be measured by using a watch or a clock which you hang it on your wall. And in seconds, if you want to measure, you can use a stop clock. Then in what units are you going to measure it? In CGS system, the unit of time is second. In MK system, the unit of time is second. And in FPS system also, the unit of time is second. Okay children, did you understand how many types of systems we have studied? Now, units for measurement of length. Children, here you just have to remember that centimeter can be measured by using a scale. So, in the centimeter, you have 10 small lines. Each line is equal to 1 millimeter. So, how many lines are there? For example, see this children. If you see this scale, here there are readings on it. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till you have 30 readings. That means these numbers are telling us that the length of this scale is 30 centimeters. And if you see between 0 to 1, there are 10 small lines. And between 2 lines, if you see, the distance is 1 mm. And count the number of lines between 0 to 1, there are 10 lines. That means 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Okay children? So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So what is 1 meter is equal to children? 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters or 10 decimeters. Like this, it keeps on going. You will be studying about this in your next classes. So what are the different instruments? Like this is plain tape children, this is rolled tape, and this is centimeter scale. Just now we have seen. They all are of different types. They can be made in wood, metal or even plastic. Children, this is a metal scale. Just now we have seen a plastic scale. Tapes can be made up of plastic or even metal. So children, kilometer is the unit which is used to measure larger gaps. So it is a larger unit of length because 1 kilometer is 1000 times longer than a meter. 1000 times. Kilo means 1000. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. Now if you want to measure the length of your friend, then how are you going to measure? Tell your friend to stand and then take a scale, put it on his head, on your friend's head, and put a marking by using a pencil. See, now this boy wants to measure the height of his friend. Then what did he do? He made him to stand near the wall, and by using a scale or a book, you just have to mark a line here. Now, by using a scale, mark the units on the wall. Okay children, do this activity at your home. Mark the readings on the wall by using a scale from 1 centimeter to 100 centimeters or 150 centimeter or even 200 centimeters, or you can use a tape also. Mark a scale on your wall and then you can find your height or your friend's height in centimeters, because the tape or the scale can give you the recordings only in centimeters. Okay children? But here you have to take care of two things. And the third thing what you have to do is, when you are measuring the length of any object, like for example, I want to measure the length of this box. How am I going to measure it? I will keep this scale on the box, but you have to take care that the tip of the scale, that is 0 centimeter, should be at the tip of the box like this. And then you have to take care that your eye vision, what is observing the reading, should be exactly looking the reading from the top, not from this side or not from this side. So draw a mark on it and just observe the reading from the top of the scale, not making any angle like this. Okay children, now the distance between the 0 and the tip of this is the length of this box. Here what did I get? So the length of this box is 20 centimeters. So see here, we have 3 students here, 2 boys and 1 girl. Who is recording the reading exactly? The girl is recording the reading exactly. This boy will get a wrong reading and this boy will get a wrong reading because they are observing this reading in a slanting way. They are observing the reading in a slanting way, so they will be getting the wrong reading. So this girl is exactly observing the reading from the top, so she will be recording the exact correct reading. Now there are some precautions what we have to take to measure the length of a box by using a meter scale. Like, the scale should be placed exactly along the length to be measured. Just now we have seen how to measure it. So the 0 of the scale should be exactly at the tip of the box, and the 0 point of the scale should coincide with the starting point of the length to be measured. Your eye must be vertically above. You should be observing the reading of the scale exactly from the top of the scale. Length of a pencil if you want to measure. So where did you keep the pencil? Exactly at the 0 reading. And where is the tip of this pencil touching? It is touching 12. From here you can see that the tip of the pencil is touching a 12 reading. That means the length of this pencil is 12 centimeters. Now which is the correct position, children, among these 3? This is wrong position because you will be getting a reading of 12.5. This position is also wrong because you will be getting a reading of 11, and this position is correct because it is giving a reading 12. So you have to see that the end of the scale are not worn out. Now how are you going to measure the thickness of a coin, children? If you want to measure the thickness of a coin, can you measure it by using a scale? No, because you will not be getting a correct reading. Then you have to see that you are collecting few coins of same thickness, around 10 coins if you are collecting. Here I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 coins I have taken. I am keeping it at the tip of the table like this. All the coins should be of same thickness. So I will keep it here at the tip, and now take a scale and then put the 0 reading of the scale at the first coin, and now see the height of the coins. If you look at the height of the coins, it is 1.5 centimeters. So how many coins did I take, children, here? 10 coins I have taken. So 1.5 centimeters means each centimeter is equal to, I told you it is 10 millimeters. So 1.5 centimeters means what? 15 millimeters. So 15 millimeters divided by 10 coins is equal to 1.5 millimeters. So what is the thickness of each coin? 1.5 millimeters. So did you understand? I will just repeat it. The height of this coins is 1.5 centimeters. That means 10 coins has a length of 1.5 centimeters or 15 millimeters. So 15 millimeters divided by 10 coins will give you 1.5 millimeters. So thickness of each coin is 1.5 millimeters. So children, in this way you can measure the thickness of a coin, because it is not possible to measure the thickness of a coin by using a scale. Now how are you going to measure the length of a curved path? There is a straight line. You can measure the length of a straight line by using a scale. But what about the length of this curved line? How are you going to measure the length of this curved line? By using a thread. See here, children, I am going to put the end of a thread at a point A. Put the thread at the tip of the thread at a point A and keep on holding it as the shape of the curve is. So the end of this thread is touching the point B and this end was touching the point A. Okay, now let us measure the length of this thread. So now we have two ends. This end had touched the point A and this end has touched the point B. Now we have to measure the length of this thread. The length of the thread what we have taken is the length of this curved line from point A to B to C to D to E. We have taken this thread. So the length of this thread is nothing but the length of this curved line. Now first of all, what is area? Area is nothing but the total surface covered. You have to measure the length and you can measure the breadth. And if you are taking any regular shaped object, then length into breadth will give you the area of that particular object. But now this is neither a square nor a rectangle. Then how are you going to measure the area of such object? By using a matchbox. Here, if you take matchbox, in this picture, I have to find out the length of the matchbox and then the breadth of the matchbox. And then length into breadth of this matchbox, as it is in rectangular shape, the length into breadth of this matchbox will give you the area of the matchbox. In this picture also, you just have to draw the number of matchboxes and count the number of matchboxes, and then you will be getting the area of these papers. Here, which figure has more area and why? Tell me. This is a square, as you can see, and this is a rectangle. How are you telling that this is a square, children? Because here you can see there are 4 boxes along the length of this box, and here also along the breadth also you can see 4 boxes. Same number of boxes along the length and the breadth, this is a square. And in this picture, along the length there are 4 boxes and along the breadth there are 2 boxes. That means this is a rectangle. So how are you going to find out the area? The area of this box can be calculated as the number of total boxes. And here how are you going to find out the area? The total number of boxes. But remember that the length and breadth of these boxes should be same. If you take any regularly shaped object, then how are you going to find out the area? So if you take this shaded part, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. The length of this small box in this is 1 centimeter and the breadth of this small box is 1 centimeter. So, what is the area of this small box? 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter square. So, totally how many boxes are there in this shaded part? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, what is the area of this shaded part? It is 8 centimeter square. So, what is the length of this shaded box? 4 centimeters, as there are 4 shaded boxes. And what is the breadth of this shaded box? 2 centimeters. So, what is the total area of this shaded part? 8 centimeters square. So, are we going to write the area of this shaded part? 8 centimeters square. Now, if it is an irregular plane surface, then how are you going to measure it? By using a graph paper. How are you going to measure it, children? This is a graph paper. You can see there are so many small boxes. Now, in this graph paper, you can see that this box has a length of 1 centimeter and a breadth of 1 centimeter. So, if you count the total number of boxes, then that will give you the area of this paper. Now, if you want to find out the area of an irregular object like a leaf, then what are you going to do? Take the leaf, graph paper, and then draw the outline of the leaf and count the number of boxes. See here, children, what did I do? I have taken the leaf and draw the outline of the leaf on the graph paper and count the number of boxes. Okay. So, you have to count the bigger boxes, complete boxes, and count the boxes which are more than half. That will give you the total area of this irregular body. Now, in your textbook, children, there is a project given. How will you find the area of your palm? How will you find? By using this graph paper, because even your palm is also irregular object. So, what you are going to do? Take the palm, put it on your graph paper and draw the outline. Draw the outline by using a pencil. See, children, I have drawn the outline of my palm. Now, count the number of bigger complete boxes. The area of each big box, as I told you, is 1 centimeter square. So, count the total number of bigger boxes. For example, thumb I am taking. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total complete big boxes. And then count the number of boxes which are covered more than half. For example, here I have more than half, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, what is the area of this thumb? It is 12 centimeters square. And now you can count the total number of boxes which are there inside the outline. This will give you the area of your palm. So, this is the way you are going to find out the area of any irregular object. Now, what about the volume of a body? So, children, the volume of liquids can be measured by using these measuring jars. We measure the unit of measuring liquids is liters or milliliters. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. We have measuring cups or measuring jars to find out the volume. Here, children, on the measuring cups, you have readings. You have readings on it. For example, if you see here, it is written ml on it. ml, 40 ml, 80 ml, 120 ml, 160 ml. That means what? By using this cup, you can measure 160 ml of any liquid. If you pour liquid in it, then the volume occupied by that liquid will be equal to the volume of this cup, that is 160 ml. Now, look at this, children. This measuring jar I have brought for you. Now, in this, you can see there are readings from 0, you have 100, 200, 300, 400 ml. That means if you pour liquid in it, you can measure 400 ml of liquid. Okay, children. So by using measuring jars or measuring cylinders, you can measure the volume of any liquids. Now here one thing you have to take care that when you are measuring the liquid, you are pouring water in it and measuring. How are you going to measure the volume of liquid taken in this? By putting the exact eye position at the unit of this, like this. Not like this or not like this. Exact your eye vision should see the position in a straight line. Look at this picture, children. So, how are you going to note down the reading? This is the way you have to take the reading. Exactly along the straight line. Not like this, like this. Now, how are you going to measure the volume of solids? Here again, we have taken a small cube. Now, this cube has a length of 1 centimeter, breadth of 1 centimeter. Look at this, children. It has a length of 1 centimeter and breadth of 1 centimeter, and height also it is 1 centimeter. So, what will be the volume? What is the formula of volume, children? Length into breadth into height. That is 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter, that is equal to 1 centimeter cube. Then how are you going to measure 1 liter? Prepare such small cubes by using an eraser and then keep filling this box like this along the length and along the breadth. Then if there are 50 boxes in this large box, 50 cubes in this large box, that means the volume of this box is 50 centimeter cube. If you fill this box with 100 small boxes, that means the volume will be 100 centimeter cube. Now, how are you going to measure the volume of any irregular body? You just have to tie a thread to this and drop it. First, you have to see what is the reading earlier, and now after dropping this inside, what happens to the reading? The height of the liquid raises, and then you have to note down the reading afterwards. So, we have two readings, one before putting the object in it and the second reading is after putting the object in it. Look at this picture, children. Here in this, a stone is taken. You want to measure the volume of the stone. So, first reading you have to find out only by pouring water and then tie a thread to the stone and dip it in it. What happens? The level of the water has raised. Now, this is the second reading. So, first reading without stone, second reading with the stone. First reading if you take it as A and second reading if you take it as B, then the volume of the stone will be B minus A centimeter cube. Okay, children. Now, we have studied about hand span, foot span, cubit. We have studied about the stand instruments what we use to measure the length. We have studied how to measure the area of regular objects and irregular objects. We have also studied about how to measure volume, and we have studied that volume of liquids is measured in liters or milliliters. 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliters. Children, write the answers for these questions and improve your learning. Okay, children, I hope you have understood the lesson. Please do the activities at home and read the concepts. Download the worksheets from SCRT website for better learning and proper understanding and good practice. See you in another session of digital classes. Thank you.